All right, let's take a look at making this shell interactive for us. So we're going to run the same situation here. I'm just going to tab up because I already have it saved. So let's boot up Responder. Again, if you're just catching up, we have HTTP off, we have SMB off, and we've got Responder listening. Let's go ahead and load up NTLM Relay. And the only thing that I'm going to do here a little bit differently is at the end, I'm putting in a -I. Now -I stands for interactive, and we're going to try to get an interactive shell here. Let's take a look at what this looks like. So go ahead and hit enter. This is just going to sit around and wait, and we're going to trigger that event again. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to log in. Trigger this event one more time. Let's see what happens over here. Okay, so you can see it says receive the connection, it succeeded, and then it says it created an SMB client shell on 127.0.0.1.11,000. So yours should say something very similar to that. Go ahead and open up a new tab and just say something along the lines of netcat 127.0.0.1.11,000. And then it says type help for a list of commands. Let's say help. Now, we are in a SMB shell, essentially, and we can do quite a bit of things here. We're in a file share. So what can we do? Well, we can look at the shares. We can use a certain share. We can change the password of our current user. And we can look at making directories, removing files. We can put new files, get new files. We can create a mount point. There's a lot of different things we can do, okay? And so let's take a look at this. So let's just say shares. And we've got the C drive, admin, IPC, and we got that share folder that we created. So let's go ahead and just do something like use C $. Okay, and let's go ahead and just say ls. Now look where we're at. We've got access to the C drive here. If we wanted to use the admin, which we could get to this other ways, we just say use admin, hit enter, ls, and look, now we're in the admin. So we're in System32 here on a Windows machine, and we just have full control of this computer. We can add files, get files. We have a lot of control here. So there are other things that we can do as well that we're not going to cover, but I do encourage you to explore. So I'm going to Control-C this. A couple things to point out is we can say something like -E for execute, and then we could set up a interpreter listener like test.exe. We can generate MSF Venom to create a payload, and then we can set up a interpreter listener and go get a shell in Metasploit with multi-handler. We could do a -C for command so that this executes some specific command when we run the machine. It could be something as simple as who am I to a complex PowerShell reverse shell or something along those lines that we can talk back to us as well and get a shell with that. So the interactive shell is not the only way to do things, but it's another way to do things. So we just want to improve upon everything that we get. So again, we have those hashes. We're going to figure out what we can do with those hashes later. So again, make sure you have those saved. Once we get to the post-compromise attacks section, we're going to abuse those frequently. So for now, that's it. Let's go ahead and talk in the next video about defenses, and then we'll talk a little bit about gaining shells and some other attack vectors before we get into post-compromise enumeration. So I will catch you over in the next video.